Never buy coffee from these UK chains again until you watch this, because the drink you treat like a harmless daily ritual might be the most expensive, sugar-soaked, corner-cutting comfort purchase you make all week. Coffee isn't just coffee anymore. It's your morning personality. It's your commute fuel. It's your I can't speak yet life support system. And the big chains know it. They've turned caffeine into a carefully engineered habit, bigger cups, sweeter add-ons, endless upsells, and menu language that makes a dessert sound like a wellness choice. In this video, we're counting down 8 UK coffee chains you should think twice about, from the ones you see on every high street to the brand so popular it practically has its own postcode. We'll expose the tricks that keep you coming back, the skinny drinks that aren't, the syrups and whipped toppings doing silent damage, the hygiene and staffing pressures customers never see, and the pricing games that turn a £3 coffee into a £7 routine. And stick with me to the end, because after number 1, I'm not just leaving you paranoid and thirsty, we'll also name 3 coffee chains you can trust. Now, let's start at number 8. With a chain so popular, it feels almost untouchable, until you hear what's really going on. Number 8. Caffè Nero. If we're starting this countdown anywhere, it has to be Caffè Nero, the chain that feels like the grown-up choice. Dark wood tables, serious lighting, people typing like they're writing the next British novel. It's cozy, it's familiar, and that's exactly why it gets away with a lot. Because Nero's biggest trick is making you forget you're buying a chain coffee that's priced like a boutique experience. A regular latte can quietly creep up once you add an extra shot, swap milk, or just throw in a syrup. And here's the sneaky part. Those add-ons don't just hit your wallet, they can turn what you thought was a simple coffee into a dessert in disguise. Then there's the consistency problem. Chain coffee relies on speed. Rush hours rely on even more speed. So the same drink can taste strong one day, watery the next, scorched the day after, because espresso is sensitive and humans are human. If you've ever taken the first sip and thought, why does this taste like sadness and burnt toast? Congratulations, you've met the reality behind the vibe. And let's talk pastries. They look harmless behind the glass, but they're often the kind of sweet that hijacks your blood sugar, then leaves you hungry again an hour later. It's a cycle. Caffeine spike, sugar spike, crash, repeat. That's not a cafe experience, it's a subscription to feeling tired. And don't let the calm music fool you. The queue can be brutal, and when baristas are sprinting, milk gets overheated, foam gets sloppy, and extra hot turns into, why is my tongue numb? The loyalty stamps feel cute until you realize you're paying premium prices to earn a free drink you've already basically financed 6 times over. If Nero is the chain that sells comfort as sophistication, number 7 is the chain that sells healthy as a personality, while your cup is quietly doing the opposite. Number 7, Pret a Manger. Pret's coffee has one superpower. It feels innocent. You're already there for a sandwich, a salad, a I'm being good today moment. So grabbing a coffee feels like the responsible add-on. And when Pret pushes subscriptions and unlimited style deals, your brain starts doing dangerous maths. If I go twice a day, I'm basically saving money. That's how people accidentally turn caffeine into a second rent payment. And somehow, you still end up buying a pastry too. Here's what gets people. The upsell culture is subtle. Your simple order turns into a custom build extra shot, flavored syrup, alternative milk, whipped cream on something that was never meant to have whipped cream. Suddenly, it's not coffee, it's a milkshake with ambition. And if you're wondering why you crash at 3 p.m, it's because you didn't just drink caffeine, you drank calories your body has to negotiate. Then there's consistency again. Pret locations vary wildly. Some stores pull a decent espresso, others produce a cup that tastes like it's been arguing with the machine all morning. And because Pret is often high footfall train stations, city centres, lunch rushes, speed becomes the priority. When speed wins, quality loses, always. Also, watch the health halo. Pret's brand is clean, bright, ethical, which makes people assume the drinks are too, but the syrup pump doesn't care about your intentions. Neither does the sugar, hiding in flavoured lattes, mochas, hot chocolates, or those seasonal specials that are basically dessert with a lid. And here's the awkward truth. If you rely on Pret coffee daily, you can build tolerance fast. The same cup stops hitting, so you size up, add shots, or double dip until you're jittery, irritable, and still tired. That's not energy, that's a loop. If number 7 is the chain that makes coffee feel like a healthy accessory, number 6 is the one that catches you when you're most vulnerable, rushed, commuting, and desperate. Number 6, AMT Coffee. AMT is the chain you don't choose, you get assigned. It's sitting there in the station like a caffeine toll booth. Pay up if you want to survive the next 40 minutes. And when you're running late, that's exactly when you're most likely to overpay for something that tastes aggressively average. And because you're in a rush, you don't taste check, you just swallow, sprint, and hope it works for the day. The business model is simple: captive audiences, airports, train stations, service areas, places where you're tired, stressed, and your standards have been lowered to hot liquid, please. That's why the prices sting. You're not paying for artisanal beans, you're paying for location. And because the footfall comes in waves, commuter stampedes, delays, sudden platform changes, speed becomes everything. Drinks get built fast, shots get pulled fast, milk gets steamed fast, and the coffee can swing from fine to burnt regret, depending on who's on shift and how angry the machine is that day. Here's the sneaky health hit. AMT leans hard on flavored drinks and giant cup sizes because that's what sells in transit. A quick latte turns into a large caramel something with a lid that could double as a hat. It tastes comforting, but it's basically sugar plus caffeine. So you get a buzz, then a crash, right as your train finally arrives. Perfect timing, genuinely. Then there's the food. Those pastries and paninis look like salvation when you've skipped breakfast. But in a travel environment, they're often the kind of grab and go that's heavy, salty, and weirdly unsatisfying. You finish it and somehow feel hungrier, like your stomach has been scammed. AMT isn't evil, it's just built for your worst moments. Rushing, exhausted, and cornered by a queue. And if number 6 is the "you'll take what you're given" chain, number 5 is the one people defend passionately until the numbers on the receipt sober them up. Number 5, Greg's. Greg's is the coffee chain people don't even call a coffee chain. It's the "I'm just grabbing a sausage roll" place that somehow turns into a daily caffeine stop because the prices feel like a hug compared to everyone else's. And that's exactly why it belongs on this list. Greg's coffee is built for habit, not for quality. It's caffeine on autopilot, full stop. It's cheap, it's fast, and it's everywhere. But when you build a coffee routine on speed, you get speed coffee. One day it's fine, the next it's bitter, watery, or weirdly burnt, like the machine is holding a grudge. And because most people are pairing it with something warm and flaky, they don't notice the drink is mid. They're distracted by pastry happiness. Here's the sneaky part. Greg's coffee is rarely a just coffee purchase. It's coffee plus a bake, coffee plus a donut, coffee plus "I deserve a treat." And the moment you combine caffeine with refined carbs and sugar, you've basically signed up for the most common UK afternoon experience, the 3 p.m. crash starring your own eyelids. Even if you try to be sensible, the add-ons creep in. Flavored options, extra shots, bigger cups, sweeteners, syrups. Suddenly the bargain feels less bargain, and your quick stop becomes a daily transaction you don't even remember making. And let's not ignore the environment. Greg's at peak time is chaos. Commuters, school runs, lunch rush. Baristas are moving fast. Machines are working overtime. And consistency becomes a luxury. When the queue is snaking out the door, nobody is lovingly tasting your latte to make sure it's balanced. They're just trying to survive. If number 5 is the chain that gets you with cheap comfort, number 4 is the chain that catches you with pure convenience. Because it's not just on the high street, it's on almost every road you travel. Number 4, McCafe. McCafe is the definition of "I didn't plan to buy coffee, but here we are." You're driving, you're late, you're hungry. You see the golden arches like a lighthouse, and suddenly your standards drop to one goal: caffeine now. That's the trap. McCafe isn't competing on craft, it's competing on convenience. And convenience is powerful enough to make you ignore almost everything else. The first problem is consistency. McDonald's runs like a machine, and so does the coffee, literally. Automated espresso systems can pump out drinks quickly, but they can also pump out the same drink badly, over and over, until someone notices. One store gives you a decent, flat white. Another hands you something that tastes like hot milk that heard a rumor about coffee. Then come the innocent upgrades: large size, flavor shot, whipped topping, caramel drizzle. You think you're ordering a coffee, but you're building a dessert you can drink while driving. And because it's fast food, you're probably pairing it with something salty. That sweet-salty combo hits your brain like fireworks. And now you're not just buying coffee, you're reinforcing a routine. There's also the temperature issue. McCafe drinks are often served scorching, partly because drive-through coffee has to survive a journey. Great for the commute, terrible for your tongue. You take one sip, burn your mouth, then chug it later when it's cooled into lukewarm disappointment. And the pricing psychology is sneaky. McCafe feels cheap compared to premium chains, so it becomes the daily option. But daily adds up fast. fast. 5 days a week turns into a monthly bill you never budgeted for because it's hidden inside taps on a screen. If number 4 is the chain that hooks you with convenience and autopilot, number 3 is the chain that hooks you with vibes because it looks artisanal, it tastes fancy, and that's exactly why people stop questioning it. Number 3, Gales. Gales is where people go to feel like they've got their life together. You walk in and suddenly you're a person who reads ingredient labels, owns a tote bag, and doesn't have 37 unread emails. The bread looks poetic, the playlists are gentle, and the coffee comes with an unspoken requirement. You must look calm while you drink it. But here's what makes Gales a risky daily stop. It's expensive, and it's sneaky expensive. The menu price is just the opening bid. Add oat milk, add an extra shot, add a syrup, and the total quietly climbs into this could have been lunch territory. And because it feels premium, you don't feel ripped off. You feel sophisticated. That's how lifestyle pricing works. Then there's the pastry trap. Gales pastries are gorgeous. They're also the kind of rich, buttery, sugary masterpieces that turn a coffee break into a blood sugar roller coaster. You tell yourself you're just getting a flat white, then you're hypnotized by a cinnamon bun the size of a steering wheel. 10 minutes later, you're happy. An hour later, you're sleepy. 2 hours later, you're hungry again. It's a cycle disguised as self-care. And the coffee itself? Gales can be very good, but it can also be aggressively roasty. Some cups taste bold and complex. Others taste like the beans were roasted until they developed opinions. When a brand leans into strong, you can end up paying premium money for a drink that's bitter, over-extracted, or constantly drowned in milk to make it tolerable. Plus, the vibe can slow everything down. The line moves like it's on a mindful journey. Great when you're journaling. Terrible when you're commuting. If number 3 is the chain that hooks you with aesthetic comfort, number 2 is the chain that hooks you with power. The one you see everywhere, and the one people defend like it's a family member. Number 2, Starbucks. Starbucks, the coffee giant that practically invented the word mainstream when it comes to cafe culture. You've probably walked past at least one today, whether in a shopping center, a train station, or an airport. Starbucks is basically the global coffee shortcut, and that's the problem. Starbucks doesn't just sell coffee, it sells an experience. The sound of the steaming milk, the barista's smile, the shiny green and white cups. They've cracked the art of making you feel like you're part of an exclusive club. But here's the catch. While you're busy enjoying the third place vibes, you might not notice what's happening to your coffee and your wallet. Let's start with the drinks. Starbucks is like the mad scientist of caffeine. They make everything customizable, which feels fun at first, but quickly turns into a caffeinated rabbit hole. I'll just get a regular latte, and suddenly you're adding a pump of syrup, swapping milk, upsizing, and asking for extra foam. A simple order becomes a 500-calorie, sugar-loaded, high-cost indulgence that you didn't plan on. Then there's the issue of the price. We all know Starbucks is not cheap, but the insane part is how their menu makes you forget that fact. You get comfortable with the buy one, get one free deals, the special offer cards, and free refills, and before you know it, you're in for the month-long let's grab a coffee habit that's draining your bank account. The higher-end drinks like Frappuccinos, well, that's practically a milkshake, not coffee. And while it may feel like a treat, it's a sugar-laden bomb that leaves you crashing once the caffeine wears off. But beyond the financial side, there's something unsettling about Starbucks. It's hyper-consistency. Every drink tastes exactly the same, which is great for convenience, but terrible for the quality of the coffee itself. The beans are roasted to a level that kills the natural flavors, leaving behind something that's bitter and flat. If Starbucks is the chain that gets you with convenience and familiarity, number 1 is the ultimate brand that people think they're treating themselves to without realizing what's really going on beneath the surface. Number 1, Costa Coffee. Costa Coffee, the UK's favourite, the top dog, the brand everyone claims they've had just for the last 10 years because it's simply the best. For a lot of people, this isn't just a coffee, it's a lifestyle. Costa has practically branded itself as the go-to for coffee breaks and quick fixes, always there when you need a pick-me-up. But here's the truth, Costa is addictive in a way that people never talk about. And when we say addictive, we don't just mean caffeine, we mean the habit of it. Every day, millions of people roll in, order their same drink, and leave with that warm cup of comfort. But they're also leaving with a major blind spot, and it's time we pulled it into the light. Let's start with the quality of the beans. Costa's coffee is far from special. In fact, Costa has faced ongoing criticism for over-roasting their beans, creating a dark, charred flavor that masks the actual character of the coffee. And here's the kicker. This isn't an accident. Costa's approach is to make the flavor consistent at all costs. They burn their beans for one reason, to guarantee the same taste in every location, no matter what. That means your cup is the same as someone's cup up in the middle of nowhere. But if you're hoping for complexity, depth, or a real coffee experience, you won't find it here. Then there's the sugar and cream. Costa's coffee comes with a very heavy side of syrup. We're talking about drinks that are loaded with sugar without even asking you. The fraps and seasonal drinks are basically a dessert you can drink, and they can have more sugar in them than a can of soda. Sure, they taste sweet, but that's the problem. They're so sweet, they completely obliterate any sense of coffee flavor. You're getting more sugar than caffeine, not to mention the pricing. Costa has this amazing way of making you feel like you're getting a premium experience. It's the vibe of quality, but once you look at the numbers, you'll start to see it's not just your taste buds that are being fooled, it's your wallet too. And here's the kicker. Despite being the UK's favorite chain, Costa has long faced accusations about cutting corners on quality, whether it's inconsistent drink quality, rushed staff, or those frozen drinks that just don't feel as fresh as the marketing makes them look. Costa's reputation is built on an illusion that a lot of us fall for without realizing the impact on our health, mood, and finances. But you're probably wondering, if we've been talking about all this negativity, where can you go for coffee that actually delivers on quality, taste, and value without all the hidden tricks? Don't worry, I've got your back. After this breakdown, we're diving into 3 coffee chains you can actually trust. So stay tuned for some good news after all that espresso drama. Number 3, Little Coffee Shop. Now, let's flip the script and talk about the kind of place where quality actually matters. Little Coffee Shop. This is the coffee chain that flies under the radar, not chasing the spotlight like its flashy competitors. But if you're looking for genuine craftsmanship and a commitment to coffee that goes beyond just getting it out the door, Little Coffee Shop is where you need to be. What makes this chain stand out is its dedication to the beans. They focus on ethically sourced, locally roasted coffee that's fresh and full of flavor. No burning or over roasting here, just perfectly brewed, rich espresso that tastes the way coffee should taste. You can really taste the difference in every cup. And the best part, you're supporting smaller, more sustainable businesses with each purchase. Their baristas aren't just pushing buttons on a machine. They're real coffee lovers who take the time to craft your cup the right way. You won't find a single cup of rushed coffee here, and definitely no suspicious syrups hiding behind the menu. Whether you're a simple black coffee lover or you prefer a flat white, Little Coffee Shop nails it with precision every time. And the atmosphere is cozy, welcoming, and the complete opposite of the rushed transactional vibes you get from bigger chains. The focus is on your experience, from the first sip to the last drop. It's a place where you can actually unwind, feel at home, and enjoy your coffee in peace. If you're tired of corporate coffee and want something with a little more heart, this is the spot. Number 2, Primrose Coffee. If you're looking for exceptional coffee, you won't find a better cup than at Primrose Coffee. Known for their dedication to quality, this chain is all about bringing you premium, locally sourced coffee made with care and precision. What sets Primrose Coffee apart is its dedication to the craft of coffee. They focus on small batch roasting, which means every cup is fresh, vibrant, and packed with flavor. Whether you're enjoying an espresso, a cappuccino, or a smooth flat white, each sip tastes like it's been made just for you. And it's not just about the beans. They invest heavily in their baristas, who are trained to perfection, ensuring that every cup is brewed to its absolute potential. What truly makes Primrose Coffee stand out is their transparency and sustainability. They don't just care about making great coffee, they care about where their beans come from, how they're sourced, and the impact their operations have on the environment. This is coffee that's been made with integrity, and it shows. The vibe, it's warm, inviting, and free of the fast-paced rush you get at corporate chains. Primrose Coffee is where you go to enjoy a real coffee experience, not just a caffeine fix. Number 1, Tommy's Coffee. And here we are, Tommy's Coffee. If you haven't heard of this chain, it's because they've been too busy making perfect coffee rather than chasing trends. Tommy's Coffee is the kind of place that doesn't just serve coffee, it serves an experience. Every cup is crafted with care, and the flavors are nothing short of exceptional. What sets Tommy's apart is the art of coffee making. Their baristas are true professionals, spending years perfecting their craft, using beans sourced directly from small-scale farmers who focus on sustainability and quality. The taste, it's out of this world. Think smooth, complex flavors that make each cup feel like a personal indulgence. They've earned their reputation by ensuring that every sip is an experience, not just a caffeine fix. The shop itself has a minimalist yet welcoming vibe, with an emphasis on the coffee, not the fluff. You won't find sugary toppings or whipped cream overload here, just a beautifully balanced brew that lets the beans do the talking. Whether you prefer a classic espresso, a rich flat white, or something a little more adventurous, Tommy's will blow your expectations away. And perhaps most importantly, Tommy's doesn't just make great coffee, they make coffee ethically. They've worked to build strong relationships relationships with their farmers, ensuring they get fair compensation for their hard work. So when you buy a cup of coffee from Tommy's, you're not only enjoying premium quality, you're also contributing to a better, more sustainable coffee culture. If you're tired of the generic, mass-produced experience of corporate coffee and want something truly special, Tommy's is where it's at. You're not just drinking coffee here, you're drinking a work of art that you can feel good about, inside and out. So there you have it, the coffee chains you should avoid and the ones you can trust. From the corporate giants that prioritize speed over quality to the hidden gems that put care and craftsmanship into every cup, you now have a guide for where to get your next caffeine fix. Whether you want consistency, sustainability, or the perfect cup of coffee, the right choice is out there. Now, next time you step into your favorite coffee shop, you'll know exactly what's really going on behind the counter. Have a favorite chain you swear by? Drop a comment and let me know. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more honest breakdowns of the brands we all rely on every day.